Next question for today. How does the short tenure of civil servants in India leads to less effective management? Critically discuss the move of setting up Civil Services Board in order to address this issue. Here we are asked to look into the issue of frequent transfer and the short tenure guarantee to civil services, and this leads to less effective management. And they are also asking about the way forward of Civil Services Board. We have to discuss its positives and negatives. Let us begin. The introduction can be: civil servants do not have stability of tenure, particularly in the state government, where transfer and posting are made frequently at the whims and fancies of executive head. So nowadays civil servants are being transferred if they are honest, and they are being rewarded if they obey their political leader. So this system has to be revamped. So let us look into the issues. Issues in short tenure. Short tenure and dependence on political class for postings is leading to partisanship, corruption, conflict of interest, nepotism, and erosion of the value like neutrality. So all these issues are arising due to frequent transfer and reward system in the name of being loyal to politicians, and it hampered the morale and efficiency in service. So civil service morale and efficiency is also being degraded because of this. Less effective performance measurement and appraisal of civil servants. So honest civil servants are not being appraised well. Arbitrary transfer in important post goes against the interest of public and good governance. So if we keep on transferring civil servants for being honest, then the value of good governance can never be attained. Stable tenures necessary for enabling incumbent to learn on the job, develop capacity, contribute in best possible manner. So we need stable tenure for civil servants so that they can learn from the job experience and they can develop their capacity and also contribute in the best possible manner because of the deep understanding of that particular region and its issues. Now let us look about the Civil Service Board. Who is the head? At national level we have Cabinet Secretary, and at the state level we have Chief Secretary. To regulate the transfer and posting of civil servants. This is the main objective for setting up Civil Services Board. Mandatory under Department of Personnel Rules 2016, and it is based on the recommendation of 2nd ARC and the Supreme Court judgment on TSR Subramanian case 2013. This is a brief introduction about Civil Services Board. Positives of CSB, that is Civil Services Board. First one, it shields bureaucracy from political interference, which is urgent step. Frequent transfer is leading to declining morale of officers and standard of administrations. So frequent transfer has to be reduced. Apoliticization is leading to stability and ensures good governance. So we have to remove the political aspect in civil servant. Political interference has to be severely reduced so that we can ensure good governance. Bring neutrality and objectiveness in its functioning. So we have to bring the values like being neutral and objectiveness. All these things are needed. So this is the positive. Shields bureaucracy and it leads to declining morale. Apoliticization is needed and neutrality is needed. Now let us look into the negatives of CSB. What are the lacunae in it? Recommendatory nature. The board is just recommendatory. Government may amend, modify or reject its recommendation. So this is the question mark again. Lack of compliance on mandatory rule of setting up CSB. So there is a mandatory rule that we have to set up Civil Services Board. Many states like Madhya Pradesh and Tamil Nadu have not set up their CSB still. Conflict of interest. If we look at the board, it is headed by the bureaucrat themselves. It might even lead to conflict of interest in the process. So these are some of the lacunae which have to be addressed. Now what is the conclusion or what is the way ahead? Apart from SC ruling and mandatory rules, state can also introduce measures like clearance from Lokayukta to curb premature transfer and placing eminent bureaucrats from outside the state to ensure neutral recommendation by the board. So we have many SC ruling and mandatory rule etc. we have, but still state can take their own measures like setting up of Lokayukta, which can be a neutral body, and we can also ask the eminent bureaucrat from outside the state so that their view can be neutral. These are some of the recommendations which can be implemented. Thank you.